Good Friday, everybody. How are you all doing? Sam here, live on United People's TV. Welcome to the Ralf Rangnick Show. Whoa, that was a cracking day yesterday, a day I did not genuinely, for the life of me, expect at Manchester United. The club has taught me over the years to expect wrong decisions, to expect indecision, to expect pessimism, to expect Manchester United to remain a laughing stock. Yesterday, wow. I don't know whether this is the start of something new, but yesterday was one of the single most important days and decisions that our club has made in, well, since the Glazers took over in 2005. That's how significant a decision it is that we have gone for Ralf Rangnick. What I'm going to do in this show, and it's a cracking show, it's Friday, it's interactive. So first of all, I'm going to be announced, not first of all, but I'll announce the winner of the Patrice Evra Autobiography. And because we've got Ralf Rangnick in, I'm announcing winners of not one CR7 shirt, but two CR7 shirts, one from Facebook, one from YouTube. I swear to God, it's all chosen at random. I'm going to be announcing that because Rangnick's put me in a blinding mood. And then I'm going to run through all the latest from the Telegraph on Ralf Rangnick, all the details behind the deal, when we can expect an announcement, what happened inside the interview, everything. I'm also going to be speaking and looking at a fantastic article from The Athletic that goes in depth in terms of the conversations, what happened behind the scenes and when it happened. Really important details inside that one. Little snippet from Fabrizio, who's been a bit on the side of this, hasn't really been central. And we're going to speak about his coaching staff. We're going to take a look at the video I did yesterday, looking at Ralf Rangnick's starting 11. What could it look like? We're going to be speaking about players who are going to thrive under him. I'm going to have a drink of water. Woo! I think I lost my voice yesterday because I might have got a bit excited about Ralf Rangnick. I'm not sure if you saw in the stream. I mean, it was only a little bit excited. No, it wasn't a little bit excited. It was full-blown excited. Wow. Abby, you joined as a member this morning. You've entered into the draw to win the shirts from now on. But look, how are you all feeling, eh? How excited are you about Ralf Rangnick? Do you think I'm overreacting? Genuinely, I'd be interested to know your opinions on this. I don't personally think I am, because I understand how significant the appointment is, not just from a footballing perspective, but from a club perspective. I've called for change for so long. I've really pushed hard with the 50+1 campaign. And I pushed very hard for Manchester United to move forward as a football club. And that appointment of Ralf Rangnick is, we could have made an easy decision. We had interviewed Valverde. We had interviewed Rudy Garcia. We were speaking with Palafon. We were speaking with other candidates. But Ralf Rangnick coming in on not only a 6-month contract for the interim job, but also a 2-year consultancy role. That's the clincher. That is the clincher, because that can turn into a sporting director role. Alex, you've joined as well. I'll tell you what, everyone's feeling chirpy and happy this morning. And why not? John, how you doing this morning? You've got Simi watching from British Gibraltar today. Remember, the interactive maps here is Friday. It is going to be a jam-packed show. So enjoy yourself. Enjoy the next hour with me. Make sure you drop a like on the video and subscribe to United People's TV if you're new. But I'm going to run straight into this one and get into the information from the Telegraph and James Ducker from The Athletic as well. And of course, big up to David Ornstein, right? He was the man who broke the news yesterday. Fair play, Dave. You nailed it. And I thought yesterday afternoon, I thought, I've done my video in the morning. I did my separate video looking at the shortlist options. I thought, you know what? It's safe for me to go out and get a haircut. Nothing's going to happen. Getting a haircut, come out the barbers, look at my phone. Huh? What? I've never driven so fast. I may have driven inside the speed limits the entire way. I was fuming. I was stuck behind a bus, like, move! Ralf Rangnick's in. Anyway, that happened yesterday. Let's talk about today, and let's talk moving forward. Will Ralf Rangnick be in the dugout for Chelsea? No, he won't be. But, and this is something I said, I think Manchester United should and could be able to get an interim manager in before the Arsenal game. And that is what we're looking like. I'm going to run through all the stories, all the information for you. It's more than good vibes today. It's serious vibe. I don't know what vibes it is, but someone needs to put Ralf Rangnick's face on that and send it to me, because that video is exactly how I'm feeling. So if anybody's good at rotoscoping, please put Ralf Rangnick's head on that video and send it over, and that will pop, because it's Friday, and that's exactly how I'm feeling. Let's get straight into the news, though, ladies and gents. As always, throughout the entire stream, you let me know your opinions, your questions, your comments, everything, and I'll try and give you all the information about Ralf Rangnick so you don't have to read it anywhere. Don't say, I don't treat you well. Ralf Rangnick agrees a 6-month deal with Manchester United to become interim manager. Thomas, good to see you, buddy. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Sam. I'm hyped for Ralf coming in. I'm still alive. Just a lot of work at the moment, but cheers, buddy. Nice to see you. Hey, mate, it is hyped. It is hyped. Hype. Let's go down and let's read the article. Ralf Rangnick, this is from James Ducker. Ralf Rangnick was Manchester United's overwhelming choice to take over as interim manager after making a huge impression during an interview for which he had less than 24 hours to prepare. So it says there that Manchester United have agreed that 6-month contract until the end of the season with a further 2 years in a consultancy role. The formal completion of the deal is still subject to Lokomotiv Moscow and a work permit being granted, but there are not expected to be any sort of issues there. Harj, how you doing, buddy? This morning was the best because of the news we got last night. Essentially the first football decision since Fergie left. Since we need more people than bankers, onwards and upwards. I'm going to be doing this in a video later today, little teaser. I'm going to do a video on why Ralf Rangnick is perfect for Manchester United and how it could be the start of a modern revolution of our club. I'm going to get into detail. I'm going to save that all for a video. I'm aiming to get out by lunchtime, but man, it's been busy. It has been a busy few weeks, and I mean that. Well, certainly this week it was painful. It was goddamn painful watching Solskjaer get sacked. It was also the right decision for our football club. And for us to have gone from sacking Solskjaer on Sunday to agreeing a deal for Ralf Rangnick on Thursday, that is a hell of a change. And here's Ralf. He's back in the comments here. Ralph's not busy signing his United deal. He's busy on United People's TV. What a bloke. I enjoy the beautiful weather in Manchester. It's part of the reason I joined. He loves those grey, moody skies. And there's no better place than Manchester for that. Jonathan here. Woodward has been over to see Ralf Rangnick in 2019 to see his methods and was very impressed, I've read. Maybe a dossier on him was compiled. Yes, Jonathan, it seems like Ralf Rangnick was on the list back in 2018. I think he was on the list even further back than that. Ralf Rangnick is a man who's... this is no split decision that's been made over the course of a few days. Ralf Rangnick, John Murtough went to work with him, or at least saw him for, I think he went in for like an 8-hour coaching period at some point previously. I'll get into that when I go through the Athletic article. But yeah, Ralf Rangnick is somebody who clearly has had a lot of admirers inside Manchester United for a long time. This made me laugh. Rangnick was offered the chance to succeed Lampard, but he turned down the opportunity because he was not keen on a short-term post. It's unlucky, Chelsea. It's unlucky, mate. It's all right. Small club. Let's go down here. However, they offer a consultancy position at Manchester United and the chance to play. Honestly, this sentence kind of gets me a bit horny. The chance to play a longer-term role in shaping Manchester United's future is understood to have had a huge bearing on Ralf Rangnick's decision. Are we really going to have football people involved in the footballing decisions at our club? I don't know what to think anymore. This is just not Manchester United. This is some sort of parallel universe that we've been dropped into where things are actually done correctly. My God, my word. Questions will inevitably, I'm like, he's written that wrong. Questions will inevitability. Oh, that's a terrible mistake. No wonder he's rooming. Questions will inevitably be asked about whether Rangnick could also net the job on a permanent basis if he succeeds over the coming months. But United are focused on hiring an external candidate. Now, you let me know in the comments below. You type yes or no in. What's your gut saying? Do you think there's a chance that Ralf, if he nails it between now and the end of the season, that he could become a long-term manager? You type yes or no in the comments. For me, I would probably say no. I would say Ralf is there, and the path is clear with Ralf. The path would be now until the end of the season. You've got Ralf Rangnick in on an interim basis, and then he goes upstairs and he moves into a sort of sporting director role. But if he absolutely wallops it and Man United win the Champions League and Man United get into that top 4, Man United win the FA Cup, do you think there's a chance that he could get that role on a permanent basis? And you don't think so? He's too old. Kieran, you would disagree. You think he would. But Theo, Shepo, SK, Chris Boyle, I would say the majority. Andy, you're saying 50-50. I don't think we can rule it out at this point in time completely, but I would be surprised. It strikes me as the fact that Manchester United Two things. Manchester United are in the long term planning for Pochettino or Ten Hag, and that's a debate we're definitely going to have on United People's TV. Secondly, I'm not sure that Ralf Rangnick himself wants to be a long-term manager anymore. This is his first managerial role since leaving Leipzig in 2019, I think. He wants to stay upstairs, and the overall being in charge and being involved in the shaping of Manchester United's future, that's what Ralf Rangnick wants to do, and that's exciting. But yeah, I don't personally think so, but you can't rule it out. Rangnick enjoyed great success as a sporting director at Leipzig, a club he also coached, and it is not unfeasible. A consultancy position with United could become a more formalized role. And again, that can't be ruled out. I said yesterday, day before, I said it would kind of be a surprise if Manchester United had John Murtough as a director of football and then another sporting director. I thought they were sort of the same role, but worded differently. But maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you could have John Murtough staying in that director of football role with Ralf Rangnick alongside and basically above him as an overall sporting director. Don't know. You can't rule that out. You can't rule anything out at the moment, and you can't rule out the fact that we've got, oh my God, we've got Ralf Rangnick in. We've got Ralf Rangnick. Hard, you're saying Rangnick now and Ten Hag in the summer. You know that was my overall. I thought it was a dream. I genuinely thought it was a dream, if I'm being completely honest. But apparently it's halfway true now. Yeah, and then James Zucker going on to say that he could be in the dugout for Manchester United's game against Arsenal. Now, it's 9:42 right now on Friday morning in the UK. I think we could get an announcement on Rangnick today. Let's see what goes on. If it's not, then it's going to be tomorrow, and that's going to scupper me weekend plans, that will. But we don't know. But Rangnick, the deal is done, all right? We just need the confirmation from Lokomotiv Moscow that can all be pushed through, and also the work permit, neither of which should be a problem. It wouldn't be announced at this point publicly if it could have been a problem. But this next article, I'm going to go here. Actually, no, I won't even mention Fabrizio Romano. He hasn't been involved in this whatsoever. This next article is where we get a lot of information, right? I'm going to be running through it. This is from The Athletic this morning, saying Rangnick to Manchester United, how the deal emerged from the first phone call to the make-up of his backroom staff, which is a key part of all of this that we need to speak about. This is written by Laurie Whitwell and Adam Kraft, and an excellent article. Congratulations to both of them. I'll run through that. Before I do, though, we've got some competition winners to announce. Yes, we do. We've got a winner for the Patrice Evra autobiography. And also, I'm giving away 2 Ronaldo shirts because I'm in a chipper mood. Today. Normally, it's only 1 a week, but why not? I'm making it 2. So drop a like on the video. What I would say, let's try and hit a milestone before we finish the stream together. Let's see if we can't get to 219,000. Why not? Why not? I'll tell you what, things right now really are flying over the last 24 hours on the channel, because I'm glad that people are finding the videos that I did previously on Ralf Rangnick. I did a really detailed video using footage from Coach's Voice. So thank you to Coach's Voice for that. And also just interviews in terms of how good he is. Let's see if we can hit 219. I imagine we probably will, but that would be big news. And yeah, it's wicked to see the community growing together, and big up to all of you for being involved in it. So I want to say, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. It's been a rough couple of years for all of us. We know all that by now, but we're flying now. Let's fly together. Now, the winner I'm going to announce for the Evra autobiography, right? So this one here, this isn't by random. I went through, I looked at the people who sent tweets to Evra and tagged United People's TV in it. And this one, I'm not picking favorites. I swear to God, this one just made me laugh the most. This one's by Salim. Yes, there's Salim, my man. Salim has won the Patrice Evra autobiography. I liked it because he used a screen grab from the stream. And I liked what he was saying as well. So congratulations to you, Salim. I'll drop you a message on WhatsApp. I'll get your address. We'll get this sent out to you, my friend. And you can let me know how the Patrice Evra book is. So congratulations to you, Salim. Hey, why not? Big up to you. Happy Friday. And as well as Salim, we are announcing the winners of not only 1 CR7 shirt, 2. You may as well call me Santa Claus. There you go. Big up Santa Claus. Right. The first winner from YouTube, as again said, this is always random, and that is Pete Swallow. A member who joined. He's joined up. Pete. Now, when it comes to the winners on YouTube, I'm sorry, but it's a little bit more difficult than the winners on Facebook. Facebook, I can actually drop you a DM, but YouTube doesn't allow me to. So, Pete, if you're watching, you're going to have to get in contact with me. And I'm going to give you a week to get in contact. I'm going to mention this a couple of times on the stream throughout the weeks. Okay. And Pete, well done. Congratulations to you, sir. You have won it. You need to drop me a DM, though, because I can't get in contact with you. And the winner from Facebook is Jimmy Deans. Well done, Jimmy. Congratulations to you, my friend. Again, I'm telling you, these are chosen by random. Nah, they're not. No, they are chosen by random. But yeah, congratulations to you, Jimmy, and congratulations to you, Pete and Salim, all of you winning the 3 giveaways. Seriously, what? My God, just giving everything away. So Salim, I'll get in contact with you. Jimmy, I'll drop you a DM. But Pete, remember, you got to drop me a DM, and I'll give you a week to do it. Let's go back into the news, though. That's the 3 giveaway winners announced. Don't say I don't treat you well, but you treat me well. It's a lovely community we're building here. Seriously, I love the interaction. Now let's go over to this article here. As I said, this is a fantastic article. So many of you have been asking me, Sam, what about the coaching staff? What are the details behind everything? This article gives us some real insight into what we can expect, and also some real insight into what happened behind the scenes. Sameen saying, what about the winners on Instagram? As I said, Sameen, I looked at Facebook. I looked at Instagram. I looked at Twitter and all the people who engaged, and I chose that one from Salim on Twitter. So there you go. There's not a separate winner for Instagram. It was all collective together. Got Gabriel watching from Hong Kong. What do you think the impact of Ronaldo will be when Ralf Rangnick comes to the club? Gabriel, what we'll do a little bit later in the stream, little snippet here, I'm going to run through my predicted 11 that I took a look at yesterday, and I will be speaking about Cristiano Ronaldo in a bit more depth there. So make sure you stick around to the end of the stream, because we'll be speaking about that. But let's run through this article here. As I said, from Laurie Whitwell and from Adam Crafton. Rangnick to United, how the deal emerged from the first phone call to the makeup of his backroom staff. Millicent, there you go again. No lady winning. I swear to God, I'm choosing by random. You can't have a go at me for that. Right, let's scroll down. Let's read this together. I've highlighted the key points. I've actually changed the highlight to orange. I think it's a little bit softer and easier to read than the red. Again, don't say I don't treat you well. But we scroll down here for all the names linked with Manchester. We're taking over United. One figure always hovered above the rest. Rangnick has been held in high regard for a long time by John Murtough, and the first call United's football director placed in pursuit of a successor to Solskjaer. Murtough rang Rangnick on Sunday after United announced Solskjaer's departure for a chat with the football innovator about the possibility of moving. United have first made background checks with Rangnick after the game against City. Now, this is something that I spoke about in detail, right? And this is something I did. I did that video looking at Rangnick's philosophy, looking at the pillars, the 3 C's, part of his coaching. I looked into Rangnick in detail with my videos I did after that game against City. And by the sounds of it, Manchester United behind the scenes were doing the exact same thing. And I'm happy about that. It's why we've been able to now, 4 days after the Watford game, announce a deal for Ralf Rangnick. It goes to show that the club was acting behind the scenes. And this is what I mean about assumptions. We always make assumptions. And sometimes assumptions, I wouldn't say they're incorrect. I wish that we were having these conversations after Liverpool, but at least they were having after City. And we all felt that, why can't it happen during the international break? Maybe it was more difficult to do. I don't want to look back anymore. I don't want to be complaining. You know what I feel about all of that. I don't really want to repeat myself in my frustrations to how long it took us to sack Solskjaer. But at least Manchester United and John Murtough were doing their job properly and actually speaking to him in the wake of that City game. So that's an important thing to know there. United only made direct contact, however, once a decision to change managers had been taken, and following the conversations with Murtough, Woodward and Arnold also both spoke to Rangnick. And this is where we get down into the details and we find out about that interview. And this is pretty cool, this bit. It's saying, look, Rangnick took a flight to England on Tuesday with face-to-face talks in Mayfair at the club's London offices. Rangnick exited, blah, 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 went to the boardroom. No, actually, it's not that interesting. Murtough had been scheduled to fly to Spain for the Villarreal game, but cancelled all of that to push ahead with this deal for Rangnick. Darren Fletcher was also involved. He was looped into the developments back in England and also shared a Zoom call with Rangnick. And we scroll down here and said, look, on Thursday lunchtime, Rangnick agreed a 6-month contract plus 2 years as a consultant. And that is what emerged yesterday. That's what we heard first from David Ornstein. And we go down here, and there's honestly this next bit here, you might want to be sitting down when you're reading it, because it might be one of the greatest single paragraphs that I have read when it comes to Manchester United news in a long, long time. I'm going to take a little pause here. In fact, I'm not going to take a pause. This is getting the music. Rangnick's hopes in this regard were emboldened by Arnold's expected promotion to replace Woodward, Arnold's expertise in the commercial field, and he has made it clear in recent months that he is prepared to delegate responsibilities on the football side of the club rather than seek to learn on a job in a way that has often backfired for Woodward previously. That has to be one of the single best paragraphs that I've read about Manchester United in I don't know how long. We've got The Athletic here, and we've got word here that Woodward's replacement, Richard Arnold, is willing to delegate the footballing side away from him because he saw that it didn't work with Woodward, and it was a big reason as to why he was crap in that job. And Arnold is willing to delegate that away, and that's where Ralf Rangnick steps in. Ralf Rangnick takes away the footballing decisions from Richard Arnold. So therefore, Richard Arnold could be a very, very successful commercial man for United, but not footballing, because that will now go towards, as I said, that is one of the most exciting paragraphs I've read. And that is why I'm talking about this modern revolution of Manchester United. Our club structure is changing. Ralf Rangnick is the man who is changing that structure. And Manchester United are finally making footballing decisions based around the success of the club on the pitch at the same time. And that, yeah, as I said, that's why it got that music. Jeez. So that, again, this in the article, we scroll down here and we go down and we get a bit more information down here on the coaching setup that's going to be coming on. And this is an important thing that we all need to talk about, because I'm sure this is going to lead to some frustrations. United maintained throughout that their focus was on appointing an interim rather than a permanent replacement for Solskjaer, believing that doing so would bring stability, with the incoming manager set to work with the existing coaching staff. That might seem counterintuitive, given the inherent transience of Rangnick's deal, but keeping Carrick, McKenna and Phelan does maintain continuity. It is understood, however, that United wanted a coach that was in essence perceived to be the opposite of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That is ultra technical and tactical rather than having a focus on motivational aspects. Now, what's your reaction to that? You let me know about that in the comments below. But that's quite an important paragraph to read through. First of all, it sounds like we might be keeping Carrick and we might be keeping McKenna at the club. My initial reaction to that is I want to bang my head against the wall. Right? That's my initial reaction to that. My reaction after taking a step back would be, and I did maintain this the whole way through. I said, look, I know that Carrick and McKenna, they have a lot of flaws, and they are just as responsible for what has happened under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But in the same sense, they could really now that we have someone like Rangnick, who is a proper leader and director and knows what he's talking about, maybe Carrick and McKenna, more can come out of them, because I didn't like the falsities that would be the false rumors and reports that were coming out. The same McKenna, for example, was a complete failure as a coach. He wasn't. He's shone with Spurs' under-18s. That's why we took him. He won the league with our under-18s, and it's just that he got forced into a position that he didn't really have experience in. I think McKenna is going to be a perfect student for Ralf Rangnick. Remember, a man who is responsible for Thomas Tuchel, effectively, is responsible for Jurgen Klopp, has taught them. I think Carrick and McKenna can learn. Mike Phelan, that's a different question altogether. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, and he is an old dog. So, of course, I want someone else to come in. And again, that's where we scroll down here and we find out a bit more information on that. Rangnick is also being allowed to add a couple of his own trusted assistants. A video analyst is understood to be one of Rangnick's requests, which aligns with United's desires in any case. So as much as we're talking about Carrick staying on, McKenna staying on, and the frustrations that a lot of us are going to have about that. Paul Scholes was right when he said that they should be embarrassed and they should have gone from the club. But he's not going to just come in and use United staff. And that's where I'm going to quickly skip over to this important article. So this came from Russia yesterday. And this is news that Lars Kornetka is going to be Ralf Rangnick's assistant at Manchester United. That's from Championat out in Russia. At this particular moment in time, this is not confirmed. This is a rumor as it stands. I will say that before I speak about it. So don't go out and say now that Lars Kornetka is completely confirmed. It's not. But this is the first time we've heard his name linked with Manchester United under that. And who is Lars Kornetka? He was an assistant that worked underneath Ralf Rangnick. He's currently at Lokomotiv Moscow working as an advisor of management. But if we scroll down here and we look at Lars Kornetka's CV, we can see how and where he has worked. And this is where we can probably get a little bit excited about what he has done. So as I said, he was brought into Lokomotiv Moscow by Ralf Rangnick. If we scroll down here and we see who he's worked under before, he was Ralf Rangnick's assistant manager at Leipzig, and he was also Julian Nagelsmann's assistant manager. We scroll down here, and he was a video analyst at Bayern Munich under who? Pep Guardiola. So he's worked under Pep Guardiola. He's worked under Ralf Rangnick and Julian Nagelsmann as a video analyst at Bayern Munich, and also as an assistant manager under both Ralf Rangnick and Julian Nagelsmann, a manager who is considered one of the most exciting young modern managers. Lars Kornetka, am I pronouncing his name right? Lars Kornetka, much easier than Julian Lopetegui or Lopetegui. Oh, well, as long as I at least don't have to say his name anymore. But Lars Kornetka is reportedly going to come in as an assistant manager. Maybe he'll come in as a video analyst instead. But here you go. Lars Kornetka is the first name that could be brought in with Ralf Rangnick. As it stands, that's hearsay at the moment. It's only coming out of Russia. We haven't really heard the Athletic or the Telegraph or any reports that we properly trust say that that's going to be the case. But that'll be exciting if you're looking, as I said, at his expertise and at his history. He's worked under Nagelsmann as an assistant at Leipzig. He's worked under Rangnick as an assistant at Leipzig. He's also worked at Leverkusen under 3 different managers. Look at that, 4 different managers. Roger Schmidt, Heiko Herrlich, Typhon Korkut, and Markus Krusche. And then he was, as I said, he worked as a video analyst under Guardiola. That's exciting. Apparently, James Ducker has said it as well. Well, that's it. Again, that's exciting in itself. But let's see what happens as this develops. But what the Athletic are reporting here is that we're going to see a mix from Ralf Rangnick in terms of the coaching staff he's going to use from Manchester United, and also the coaching staff he's going to bring into Manchester United. It sounds like it's going to be a hybrid. It's not going to be a sort of cut off, Carrick, you're gone, McKenna, you're gone, Phelan, you're gone. I personally would like Phelan to leave. I think his experience now is overshadowed by the experienced man we've got at the helm. I don't think we need Mike Phelan. I think Mike Phelan's experience was supposed to be the person who linked and bridged the young managers we had in Solskjaer, in McKenna and Carrick, and I don't think he did that job properly. So I think out of all of them, Phelan is the one I would like to replace the most, but he was only given a contract last month, so maybe he'll be kept in. Let's have a look. Just one Kornetka, give it to me. Amazing video analyst, not from Italy. German efficiency, here we come, says Malps. I'm excited about that. Very, very excited. Is everyone still upset that we didn't get Antonio Conte? I don't think so. I stood by it at the time. Of course, we were frustrated, but as I keep going back to the analogy of being a stoner and you go into a supermarket stoned, according to a friend, and everything looks appealing. Everything, I'll take that all off the shelf, shove it in the basket. And that's what Antonio Conte looked like to Manchester United. It didn't. If you're looking at continuity, Conte was a U-turn, was a huge U-turn. But instead, we've got Ralf Rangnick now, who we can all understand everything that he's going to bring to the club. And if you're looking at Conte and Rangnick, are very, very different in terms of, we're looking at a man who would modernize Manchester United in Ralf Rangnick. Conte is a man who would come in and tear that board apart and not try and put it back together in a different way. I'm so over the moon about Ralf Rangnick. I didn't personally think that my club would make this decision. I didn't. But the club has really, really surprised me. Really, really surprised me in the best way possible. And that's why I'm going to do my video. I'm going to try and get it out as early as possible. I'm going to aim for lunchtime like I did yesterday. I'm going to do it. It's going to be like my video on why Ralf Rangnick is literally perfect for Manchester United. I would argue that appointing Ralf Rangnick right now is a better appointment than Mauricio Pochettino in the context of where we are in the season, in the context of what Manchester United need right now. I think Ralf Rangnick coming in would create a better circumstance for success, a better foundation at Manchester United for success that Poch could come into or Ten Hag could come into. That's how excited I am about Ralf Rangnick, and I'm going to explain that in full detail. Don't worry about that. Look, I'll head over to the interactive map at some point soon, so please let me know in the comments below. You keep firing in where you're watching from. Let's head over to the numbers and let's see if we can hit the big 219 here on the live stream. I think we are going to hit it. Look at that. As I said, yeah, big up to everyone, man. Woo! Honestly, man, it's really exciting watching this. I haven't seen this in a long time, but you're all helping make this happen. I'm glad that the content is resounding with people, that you're appreciating it, that you're learning from it. As I said, that's the main thing I always try and do in my videos. I try to be informative. It's not just about shouting an opinion down a screen, although that does work on YouTube as well. And each to their own. I'm not criticizing anyone, but I always try and inform in what I do. So I appreciate, honestly, everyone who responds to the content and everyone who gets involved in these conversations. Right. But what we're going to speak about next, we're going to take a look at the 11 video that I did yesterday, because it's exciting. How is Ralf Rangnick going to set Manchester United up? If you've watched my video on his coaching style, philosophies, and the pillars, everything there, you'll understand his concept of pressing. You'll understand his concept of training. You'll understand how he wants his teams to think mentally going into a game. So how is Manchester United going to line up? This is my, again, this is all predicted. This is all hypothetical, but taking a look at over his career and his history, this is a team I went for when I did my 11 video yesterday. I went for a back five there of David De Gea, Shaw, Maguire, Varane, and Wan-Bissaka, with Fred and Van der Beek in the middle. We've got Bruno on the left-hand side. We've got Sancho on the right-hand side as two sort of central attacking midfielders or inverted wingers if you want that, and Rashford and Ronaldo as the two strikers. What do you think about that formation? What do you think about that starting 11? You let me know about that in the comments. Manoy was saying, do you believe we have the players for the gegenpressing? High pressure, high speed pressure as Dortmund and Liverpool do. And guys, like and subscribe. Yes, Manoy, you're correct there. If you are new to United People's TV, I would love to have you as part of the community. Please drop a like on the video and subscribe. Why not, eh? This is the 11 I went for. And Manoy, in your question, and your yes, we definitely do have the players for the pressing system. Now, this is the point I raised in the video yesterday. Let me see if I can pull the part of it up here when I'm speaking about it. 1 second. I think it was a little bit later in the video. No, I don't know where it is. Oh, geez. Anyway, my point when I was doing this video was Manchester United certainly have the players to do the pressing system. It's whether or not we press high up the pitch. So you could see Bruno, Ronaldo, Rashford, and Sancho there. It depends whether we press higher or maybe we drop the press a little bit deeper. We drop the press to really focus around Sancho, Bruno, Fred, and Van der Beek. And maybe we do a mid press instead of a high press. That's something that we could do. And if we did that, it would sort of negate the need for Ronaldo to press so much. But Ronaldo, as we've seen, I would say in the last month maybe, Ronaldo, it's not like he's bringing a pressing part into his game, but he's showing a real tenacity. He's shown real drive in his last month to try and drag United upwards. Ronaldo's good. Ronaldo's a bit like, I would compare his pressing game to when Michael Carrick played in central defensive midfield for Manchester United, right? And the reason I'm saying that is because I would say Carrick was the king interceptor. Carrick never had to sort of do what Fred does and sort of run at a player and try and press them with the ball at their feet. Michael Carrick saw where the passing was and he would cut that passing lane instead. He put himself in between the ball and where that player wanted the ball to go. And that's what Michael Carrick did. So he didn't have to run around as much. And I think that's what Ronaldo could do. If you're looking at a pressing game, you could either aggressively press onto a player or you could smartly press the passing lanes. And that's maybe where Ronaldo could work in a pressing system. But the one thing, if you're looking earlier in this video that I explained as well, and this is a key aspect of Ralf Rangnick's pressing system, is overloads. So if we were to look over here and we were to look at up here, you see Marcus Rashford and Jadon Sancho there. He likes to get 2-on-1 situations. Rashford and Sancho going up tight onto a player. That creates an overload and everybody will shift over from that side of the pitch and squeeze the space out. It does leave a lot of space down this hand side of the pitch, which I also go into detail to explain. But look, if you haven't watched it already, I'll leave that video. I'll leave it in the comments, right? that will sort of give you a bit of an insight into how Manchester United may well line up under Ralf Rangnick. And there's a couple of comments here I'll read out. Imran, you sent in a super chat, my buddy, but you haven't left a comment. If you leave just a normal comment, I'll try and read that out as your super chat because that's unfair for you. And a comment here from Esso saying, is it official? Esso, we're hoping it should be sooner rather than later. I think it could be today. It could well be today. Why not, eh? Why not? The deal was announced yesterday. It's down to the work permit. The work permit, that won't stop the official announcement. It's just agreeing it with Lokomotiv Moscow in terms of whatever the compensation package is. But the work permit won't stop Manchester United announcing that deal is done. It will just stop him, physically coming to Manchester United to work. But he should be here in time for the Arsenal game, and that is very, very exciting. Jonathan, you're saying Ralf Rangnick will also bring great contacts within the game. Very good point there, sir. And if I was to go back to this, and I was going to read a bit more information from this Athletic article, it's exactly something I was going to lead on to soon as well, Jonathan. We scroll down a bit more, and this final paragraph here, this bit here. Rangnick, with Paul Mitchell as head of recruitment, endorsed Leipzig's record with young British players, including Oliver Burke and Ademola Lookman. Rangnick also looked at signing Callum Wilson from Coventry City and Joe Gomez from Charlton Athletic, a sign of how deep his knowledge goes. Ralf Rangnick really is. He's a bit of the full package, man. He's got experience in every single sphere and field that Manchester United have weaknesses in, and that's why he's the perfect appointment. Anchor, you're saying worry is we getting excited without confirmation. Don't worry about that, buddy. It is done. It just isn't official yet. It's way past that point. Dave Davis, nice to have you on board, my friend. Where are you watching from? I'll try and give you a shout out. Blue watching from Melbourne. G'day to you as well, my friend. Menno saying Fred is a conundrum. I do not think Fred is a conundrum in any way, shape, or form. If you watch the video, the one player that I backed, there was 3 players that I backed to shine under Ralf Rangnick. Fred was the first name on my list. Fred is a presser, a high presser. He is going to shine in that Rangnick system. And if we all, Fred is a player that so many of us love to criticize, right? He is a player who's going to absolutely dominate inside that system. Out of all the midfielders, I'd say he's the one that's going to shine the most. And Pogba, as I said in my video yesterday as well, he's probably going to be the one. I didn't even speak about Paul Pogba in this formation. That's how little I see him suiting into it. If Pogba was considering leaving, I think Pogba's definitely leaving now. Terry, how you doing, buddy? Rangnick is the perfect appointment for United. He'll reshape the whole club. Regarding players that will or won't fit the system, I have to come out and say Greenwood has to go. He's not a team player. Wow, Terry. Anybody agree with Terry in the comments there? Because Terry, I'll be honest, I absolutely do not agree with that in any way, shape, or form. Greenwood is fantastically a team player. I think the reason for you saying that is because Greenwood likes to keep his head down a lot, likes to take opportunities on himself. And I don't personally see that as a negative. I see that as that's what attackers should do. Attackers have to have the arrogance to take the chances on themselves. Now, in decision making, that's something he clearly has to improve on, right? But Greenwood is absolutely a team player. He presses. He'll suit that system. You're looking at Edinson Cavani. He must be rubbing his hands together at playing under Ralf Rangnick for the last 6-7 months of his United career. Cavani will thrive in that system. Ronaldo's got the biggest question. I don't know how he'll sit into it, but Rangnick knows that when he's coming into the club, and he will create something that works with Ronaldo. Got Mudassa saying, is it confirmed? No, as I said, confirmed, no, but it's done. We're waiting for the confirmation to come later today, and when it does, you know where to come on United People's TV. Right, I'll head over to the interactive map in a minute, so make sure you fire in the comments where you're watching from and the town in the country that you're watching from, and I'll get you added onto the map, a few of you anyway. And before I do, I'll head down to the comments and see what you're saying here about Mason Greenwood. Greenwood is only 20. He will learn a lot from Ralf and flourish. He absolutely will. Amir saying Greenwood has a great coach to work under. He should develop. And remember, he's been working and learning under Ronaldo and Cavani as well. Greenwood's going absolutely nowhere, not in my opinion anyway, Terry. So I would disagree with you on that one. Comment here from Freddie saying, I think it will take 8 to 10 weeks to get our players in top pristine shape, and come February 2022, just in time for the Champions League knockouts, I hear you say, Freddie. We will see a different United. I don't know how long it will take. It will certainly take time. We're looking at a polar opposite system that we're going to be implementing, a high aggressive pressing system with shape in and out of possession. Man United, we sometimes did the press, but as Ralf Rangnick has explained, and you've all seen the clip by now, you can't be a little bit pregnant and you can't do a little bit of pressing. You're either pregnant or you're not pregnant. You either press or you don't press. You don't do a little bit of it. That's what United definitely did. We've got Menosis. You've joined as a member. Nice to have you on board. Where are you watching from? Let me know in the comments. Let me head down here and see what we've got. We've got King Gaming joining from Kalix in Sweden. Yeah, you can go on the map, my friend. Welcome aboard to King Gaming from, and if you're not subscribed, well, you have to subscribe now because you're on the map. We've got Kalix in Sweden. On you go there, sir. Welcome to the interactive map on a Friday afternoon. Let me go down here and see what else we've got. We've got Chris Boyle watching from Tipperary. There you go, buddy. You're already a member. Nice to have you on board here, Chris. Let me get you on the map. It's a long, long... People in Tipperary must hate that song. I mean, it is pretty far to Tipperary if you don't live over there, but if you live in Ireland, it's not that far. And we go one more. We've got Kerry. There you go. I'm going to put you on the map because I went to uni, fun fact, in Colchester. There you go. I went to Colchester Uni. And I did history. Wow, you know my life story now. You know about the Gandalf story, and now you know about that. But look, congratulations to all three of you watching from the Democratic Republic of Rangnick. Yes, Anne, I like that comment. I do like that comment. That made me laugh. But look, let's go over here. And this is something that will excite a lot of people. For sure, this will excite a lot of people. Van der Beek and Anthony Martial have put their January transfer plans on hold ahead of Rangnick's arrival. Despite interest from elsewhere, their preference is to find regular games at Manchester United, and the pair will see how they fit in over the next 6 weeks. What's your reaction to that in the comments? As I said in my video yesterday, when I looked at the 11, I said Van der Beek is somebody who should shine in this system. He's somebody who was brought up in a pressing system by Ten Hag. He knows how to play in it, and he will thrive in it in the same way that Jadon Sancho will. But make sure you watch that video to find out more information on all of that. Martial, question marks about whether or not his approach to football will suit Ralf Rangnick. Again, the lazy player is that's a tagline or a brand thrown at Anthony Martial. Let's see if that is the case, because there will be no passengers anymore at Manchester United. Zero tolerance policy will be brought into the club in terms of the attitude and the work rate. If you're not putting it in, you won't play. Simple as that. There will be no favourites. Ralf Rangnick comes into Manchester United with a clean slate. A completely clean slate. There's a comment here. Anna saying, yeah, I did. And I know, not the 210K. Jeez, I've announced 3 giveaway. I keep forgetting about that 210K giveaway. I'm going to be sending the signed old logo that used to be on the wall there. By the way, I'm definitely going to have to get a nice big picture of Ralf Rangnick and put it there, aren't I? Someone send me a good, if there's any good artists you want to do a Ralf Rangnick photo, let me know. I'll pay for it. Gary saying there's going to be some champagne popping once the news is officially announced. By the way, it seems like you have some audience from Hong Kong. Big up to you, Gary. And I'll tell you what, the Moe is on ice. I'll tell you that. You've got, oh, look at that. Cool. You've got Nana watching from Connecticut. How you doing there? Do I think Jones will get a game? No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. Abby's saying, watch Van der Beek in the new system could be as good as Bruno in the last system. Bruno will love it. Bruno was the king of the chaotic press, I would call him. Just ran around everywhere, even if he was pressing on his own. He's now working with a coach that doesn't accept that. He's now working with a coach, will work with a coach, that will only accept a team press. And Bruno is going to be king inside that system. Sancho will be king inside that system. Van der Beek will be king inside that system. Fred will be... All 4 of those, for me, seem guaranteed starters. Seemingly, anyway. Ronaldo, Rashford, Cavani, Greenwood. How you set all of those up, I don't know. We'll see, right? Let me go down to the comments and see what you're watching. But there's so many people watching. Drop a like on the video and make sure you subscribe to United People's TV, because it's been it's been a hell of a week here on United People's TV for everybody, all of United, from where we were on Saturday with Watford to where we were on Saturday night at 11 p.m. I was at a comedy show, sprinting back from a comedy show because all of a sudden with Fabrizio Romano's tweeting that Solskjaer is going to be sacked in the morning. Then Solskjaer was sacked on Sunday morning, and now we're here 4 days later, and Ralf Rangnick's in. Ralf Rangnick, man. Out of all the choices, my God, there was no better choice. No better choice. Freddie, you're saying, also, I forgot to mention that I have no reservations that Erik Ten Hag will be our manager. Rangnick's philosophy only suits Ten Hag, not so much. I will go into that and look into it in far more detail further down the line. But for me, on the surface, I could definitely see things working between Pochettino and also Rangnick, and working between Rangnick and also Ten Hag. I don't say you could. I don't think you can rule either of them out. I think there are similarities between the styles. Maybe there's different things that I haven't looked into enough, but it's exciting, man. As I said, continuity plan. Imran, I'm sorry, I couldn't see your first comment there, buddy. Hi, Sam. This is real Ralf Rangnick. Is this real? Sorry, he's our manager. Wow, let's go, baby. I'm so excited about this. His CV absolutely suits United. I can't wait, mate. It's more than suits United. It's just wow. That's what I'm saying. That's why I got so overexcited in my stream yesterday. This is the first huge step towards the modernization of Manchester United as a football club. We've been ever since Fergie retired, we've been a stalemate. We've been stuck in neutral as a football club, whilst other clubs have been stepping up, getting new stadiums, getting new managers, forward-thinking managers, getting everything. And the game had been modernizing. Man United were just trying to repeat the old United way. This is the line in the sand that's been drawn, and Ralf Rangnick's going to come in and sort of clear out that old thought mindset of oh, it's the United way, we've got to go back there. He goes, no, this is where you need to be heading now, and he's going to set us on a new path that whoever comes in next, Ten Hag or Poch, only two choices in my opinion, they're going to be going down a different path, and they're going to be the pioneers of it. With Ralf Rangnick upstairs like the Godfather with a cigar in his chair, saying, "You need some help? Pop upstairs." Comment here from Warren saying, so in essence, Murto should be praised for trying everything possible to get Rangnick in. It looks like he wants what's best for United. Warren, spot on there. And again, we've all questioned John Murto. Is he a yes man? Murto, I said, deserved praise for how Manchester United acted during the summer transfer window. I thought we acted differently. So I saw different things in the window. John Murto was at least in part charge of that. And now he's led our pushes. And he's been pushing for someone to come in who challenges his own role. So John Murto is thinking about the football club first and himself second. Something that Ed Woodward never has. Jonathan, Ralf Rangnick also has an emphasis on youth, which is great. Yeah, I'm going to be speaking about that. Ahmad Shawatire, Hannibal. I'm excited about Hannibal. And Elanga. We've got some cracking youngsters there. But yeah, well done, John Murto, man. As I said, if you're going to criticize, and lots of us have made assumptions about things that he's not doing because you can't see what's going on behind the scenes. We've now been given a little glimpse into the fact that he has been doing something. So well done and big up to you, John Murto, because you're helping make, as I said, he's clearly played a role in what is a very, very significant decision that helps our football club. Let me go down here and see if there's anything else being said this morning. Blah, blah, blah. Lokomotiv Moscow, Athletic reporting that they've been hugely understanding of his wish to move. There's not going to be anything that gets in the way of this move. Ralf Rangnick to Manchester United is going to happen. We are waiting for the announcement. It will happen today or it will happen tomorrow. I don't know. But how exciting is this, man? This is the start of something new. This is the start of something fresh. And for the first time since, I don't know when. I can't put a finger on it or a date on it. But I'm immediately thinking differently about Manchester United's true ambitions and my expectations. When I went into this season, we had a great squad, right? And we know we finished second last year, and we're thinking we've signed Ronaldo and Sancho and Varane. We can do it, but part of me was still like, but I'm still have huge reservations about what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can do. But then Ralf Rangnick came in, and all of a sudden here on Friday, the 26th of November, we're sitting here speaking and thinking about Manchester United and what's coming up next. Finally, we are modernizing as a football club. We've been in the mud for years. Now we're stepping out of the mud. We're laying it over, putting some concrete down. Solskjaer was the person who dragged us out of the mud and put that concrete down. Now Ralf Rangnick can start building a new house instead of trying to repair the old house that was built by Fergie. That's probably the best analogy. I've just come up with that on the spot. Look at me, go me. That's what it feels like. This is the start. This is the start of building a new house, and Rangnick is the architect. And then he's going to come in and give the tools to Ten Hag or Pochettino or whoever comes in next to take us there. I don't think that Rangnick will take the job on a permanent basis. I think he's here for an interim role, but he's going to be stepping up and probably becoming a sporting director rather than a consultant. That's what my gut tells me. But it's exciting, man. It is so exciting. I don't care about, of course I care about the Champions League. Of course I care about success this season, but I think we've already, now in Rangnick, that's bigger than any trophy would be for Manchester United this season. That's how significant that appointment is. And it sounds like he's going to have the power, right? He's going to be given the power. Let's find out everything that continues to develop on this. I'll wrap this one up now so I can start preparing the video I'm going to do for you at lunchtime. As I said, I'm going to be taking a look at Ralf Rangnick and why he's perfect for United, explaining it in detail, looking at the 3 C's, his pillars of management, looking at his history of modernizing football clubs, his record with youth players. Trust me, it's going to be a cracking video, so you want to join in on that. But thank you very much for joining in on Friday. Congratulations. I'll say it one more time here before the end of the show. Congratulations to Celine for winning the Patrice Evra Autobiography. I'll get your address off you, buddy, and get it sent out. Congratulations to Pete Swallow on YouTube. Pete, you're going to have to drop me a DM in the next week. Otherwise, I'm going to do a rollover. It's like a lottery. A rollover next week for someone else for that shirt. And Jimmy Deans, I'll drop you a DM on Facebook. And Pete, I apologize. I just can't DM on YouTube. It doesn't let you contact members. It is what it is. That's YouTube, not me. But thank you all very much for joining in. The Ralf Rangnick deal will hopefully be announced later today, if not tomorrow. Woo! Have can. I don't care if it's 10:30 in the morning. Get your cans out. It's Ralf Rangnick week, baby. Let's take it easy, man. Have a great day. Thank you very much for joining in. I'm Ralf Rangnick.